Paris. Paris, Paris. When I visited Paris for the first time, I didn't really like it. But somehow I'm here again. That's how addictive this city is. Just kidding. I came here for a concert. But Paris, you won me over. This is my second trip to Paris, so in this video, I'll be visiting some places I didn't have time to see on my first visit. And this video is your guide for a future trip to Paris. I'll show you the places that are definitely worth visiting, including a few hidden gems that nobody really talks about. The first thing you need to know about Paris is its neighborhoods, where to stay and where to explore. Paris is divided into 20 arrondissements, and each one has its own vibe. This time, I stayed in the 8th arrondissement, just a 5-minute walk from the Arc de Triomphe. Honestly, it's one of the best locations you can choose. If it's your first time here, I'd recommend staying somewhere in the central districts, like the 1st, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, or 8th. You'll be close to most of the major attractions and can easily get around on foot. The further you go from the center, the more local and residential the city feels. So choosing the right neighborhood can make a huge difference to your trip. So let's start. The first place I want to show you, and the one that really surprised me, is the Petit Palais. It was built for the 1900 World's Fair, right across from the Grand Palais. Today, it's actually a free art museum, which is pretty insane for Paris. Inside, you'll find everything from ancient pieces to early 20th century art. But honestly, the best part is the building itself, especially the inner courtyard garden. It feels like a hidden, peaceful spot in the middle of the city. And even though it's right next to the Champs-Élysées, it's usually not crowded at all. Most people just walk past it without realizing what's inside. Inside, the museum feels really bright and elegant, with huge glass ceilings, marble floors, and golden details everywhere. It doesn't feel like a typical museum at all. It's more like walking through an old Parisian palace. The natural light coming through the windows makes everything feel soft and almost magical, especially in the main halls and gallery spaces. I came here about an hour before closing, so there weren't many people, and honestly, that was enough time for me to explore and really take in the place. Grande Mosquée de Paris. This is my second time here, and I really think this place is worth a visit. The ticket cost me €5. Grande Mosquée is one of the largest mosques in France and was opened in 1926. And once again, my favorite part was the courtyard. I have a thing for these hidden, peaceful spots that most people would easily walk past. It's quiet and beautiful. What I also loved about this place is how different it feels from the rest of Paris. I spent about an hour here, and that felt like the perfect amount of time. It's not a huge place, but there are plenty of little details to admire, especially if you enjoy architecture and photography. I also spent some time looking at the exhibition panels. They showed old photos and told the story of how the mosque was built. It was interesting to see what the place looked like almost 100 years ago, and learn a bit more about its history. Now I want to show you a really cool place to shop for unique Paris souvenirs and gifts. This place is called Merci, and it's probably one of the most famous concept stores in Paris. One of the first things people notice is the vintage red Fiat parked in the courtyard. It's become one of the most photographed spots in the store. It opened in 2009 and was created by the founders of the French brand Bon Point. What makes it different is that it's not just a shop. It's a mix of fashion, home decor, books, design objects, and even cafes, all in one space. Honestly, this place feels more like a creative space than a regular shop. Even if you're not planning to buy anything, it's still worth visiting just for the atmosphere and the interior design. One thing that really caught my attention was the stationery section. They had so many things I'd never seen before. unusual scissors, rulers, pens, and all kinds of office supplies. Even if you're not into stationery, it's one of those sections where you end up stopping and looking at everything. Of course, I couldn't leave empty-handed. I bought a cute travel journal for photos and museum tickets, a baguette pen because, well, it's Paris, and a compact umbrella. Oops! Everything came to around 45 euros. Now let's talk about something that doesn't get enough attention, and I honestly don't know why, because it's absolutely unique. This is the Paris Metro. I've watched plenty of guides about metro tickets and how to get around Paris, but I've never really seen videos about the stations themselves. And some of them are honestly like works of art. I'll show you 5 of the most beautiful metro stations in Paris that will definitely blow your mind. Let's begin with Arts et Métiers, one of the most unforgettable metro stations in Paris. This station is inspired by Jules Verne. It feels like stepping into one of his sci-fi stories. It looks completely different from a typical metro station. The interior is covered in copper panels with giant rivets. This design was created in 1994. Next is Louvre Rivoli Station. This one is special because it was designed to feel like a museum. Inside, you'll find replicas of famous Louvre sculptures and artworks displayed right on the platform. It's also one of the easiest stations if you want a direct stop for visiting the Louvre. It's located right next to the Louvre Museum, so it's like a small preview of what's above ground before you even step outside. Next is Abbesses Station in Montmartre. What makes it special is the entrance. It's one of the few original Art Nouveau metro entrances in Paris. And this is definitely the most floral station on the list. Tuileries Station is located right next to the famous Tuileries Garden. The design is inspired by the gardens above, and it feels bright, elegant, and full of character. It's a great stop if you want to explore one of the most beautiful walking areas in Paris. And finally, we have Cluny-la-Sorbonne. What makes this station special is the ceiling. If you look up, you'll see hundreds of glowing signatures covering the entire roof. The artwork was created by French artist Jean Bazin and features the signatures of famous writers, scientists, philosophers, and artists who helped shape French culture. It's one of those details that makes the Paris Metro feel more like a museum than public transport. The Paris Metro is clearly more than just a way to get around. But now, let's head to the next location. If you're enjoying this video, please leave a like and let me know your thoughts in the comments. Creating these travel videos is one of my favorite hobbies, and I'd love to hear what you think. Okay, enough sightseeing. Let's talk about where to grab a good meal. If you think eating in Paris has to be expensive, let me introduce you to Bouillon. One of the reasons Bouillon is so popular is the price. Compared to most restaurants in Paris, you can eat here for much less. Bouillons were originally created in the 19th century to serve affordable meals to workers. And today, they're still known for classic French dishes at surprisingly reasonable prices. Bouillon isn't just one place. There are a few locations around Paris. I visited Bouillon Chartier Montparnasse, located at 59 Boulevard du Montparnasse, and it's actually one of the most beautiful restaurants in this chain. Another must-visit spot for coffee and a short break is Rose Bakery. This is a small, cozy cafe with a charming little courtyard terrace. What I really liked about this place was its beautiful interior. And before visiting, I had seen plenty of positive reviews that made me want to check it out for myself. Next, I'll show you a place I had known about since my first trip to Paris, but only decided to visit this time. It's the Rodin Museum. The ticket costs 14 euros. However, when I was researching the museum, I kept seeing information online saying that admission was free. I didn't have high expectations for this museum, but it really surprised me. First of all, the garden is absolutely stunning, with beautiful blooming bushes everywhere. It's truly gorgeous, and the scent of the roses makes the experience even more special. One of the things that makes this museum so special is its sculpture garden. It covers nearly 3 hectares and surrounds the historic Hôtel Buren. Rodin himself used the garden to display his sculptures, and the museum continues that tradition today. Some of his most famous works, including The Thinker and The Gates of Hell, can be seen here surrounded by nature. And secondly, I was really impressed by the museum building itself. Auguste Rodin was a French sculptor and one of the key figures of modern sculpture. Rodin himself helped shape the museum and donated many of his works to be displayed here. He died in 1917 in Meudon, near Paris. Inside the museum, you can find a rich collection of sculptures, drawings, and artworks, as well as paintings from Rodin's personal collection. I even got to see original paintings by Claude Monet, among other artworks, which was a really unexpected highlight of the visit. The interior is calm and spacious, with bright rooms where the sculptures are displayed in a simple, minimal way that really highlights their form. I was there on a Sunday at lunchtime, so it was quite crowded. I'd recommend coming on weekdays instead, but it's Paris, so you never really know. There's a small gift shop where I bought an eraser shaped like a famous sculpture. It's a nice addition to my collection of erasers from different museums around the world. This museum is a real must-visit when you're in Paris. The next place needs no introduction. It's the Eiffel Tower. But let me share a few interesting details you might not know. Did you know that the famous sparkling lights only start at 9 p.m. and last for just 5 minutes? The sparkle show repeats again at 10 p.m., 11 p.m., and for the last time at midnight. It's absolutely beautiful and definitely worth seeing. I also visited the famous Trocadero viewpoint for the first time. The view is truly beautiful, but I wouldn't call it a must-visit because of the large crowds. In my opinion, there are better spots to enjoy the Eiffel Tower. Now let's talk about one of the most special things in Paris, its streets. Streets are something everyone can experience, but they all share the same feeling. In my opinion, Parisian streets have a unique elegance and a strong sense of history. While walking through the city, I truly felt how old and historic Paris is, and how much it has witnessed over time. Paris is absolutely magnificent. It slowly makes you fall in love with it, even if it doesn't happen on the first visit. One of the most eye-catching stores in Paris is Louis Vuitton on Place Vendôme. The building's design is similar to a giant suitcase. Along the Seine, there are many spots where you can walk down the stairs to the lower riverside level and stroll right next to the water. It's a peaceful way to see the city from a different perspective, away from the busy streets above. And this is Tanya, my friend who has been living here for a few years. She actually gave me a little tour and shared some really interesting things about Paris.
Сцена, вона не тільки туристична, а ще на ній грузи возять. Як бачиш, магазинчик Франк-Прі везе свою продукцію. Це така транспортна артерія міста. А на моєму фоні можна побачити молодіж, яка сидить, п'є, купляє собі пивко. І це такий популярний, простий спосіб часопроведення серед молоді. Взагалі в публічних місцях пити не можна, але всі п'ють, бо хочеться.
Now I want to show you a really cool spot with 4 interesting places. To get here, just take the metro and get off at Palais Royal, Musée du Louvre. So, the first place is Les Deux Plateaux, better known as the Buren Columns. It's located in the courtyard of the historic Palais Royal, a former royal palace complex in the heart of Paris. There are 260 black and white striped columns in the installation. Every column has a different height. The Buren Columns are one of the most photographed art installations in Paris. And just a few steps away, you'll find the beautiful Jardin du Palais Royal. Locals come here to relax, read a book, and enjoy the sunshine. The park is incredibly green and peaceful. I was lucky enough to visit during the chestnut blossom season, which made it even more beautiful. If you're looking for a coffee or a refreshing drink while enjoying the park, you can stop by Café Kitsuné. The cafe itself is quite small, so I'd recommend getting your drink to go and heading off to the next amazing spot, Vivienne Garden. It's only about a 2-minute walk from the Jardin du Palais Royal. It is a hidden courtyard garden located inside the historic Richelieu site of the National Library of France. Despite being in the heart of Paris, it's still a relatively unknown spot among tourists. It's completely free to visit during the library's opening hours. Later that day, I was just wandering around Paris when I came across something I've been wanting to see for a long time: a Paris flea market. I knew these markets took place on specific days, but I never knew exactly when or where. So finding one by chance was such a pleasant surprise. And of course, I had to take a look around. Paris flea markets are a treasure hunter's dream. You can find everything from vintage clothing and antique furniture to old books, postcards, and unique collectibles. Some of these markets have been around for more than a century, and many locals visit them regularly in search of hidden gems. I later found out that this flea market takes place on Avenue Trudaine, one of the most beautiful streets in the 9th arrondissement. Every weekend, antique dealers and collectors set up their stalls here, turning the avenue into a treasure hunt for vintage lovers. If you're in Paris on a weekend, you're in luck. This flea market takes place every Saturday and Sunday. You could easily spend hours browsing through all the unique items on display. Some of these objects are decades old, while others are true antiques. For me, markets like this are one of the best ways to experience the local culture. It's not just a market, it's a glimpse into Parisian life. Whether you're looking for a souvenir or simply enjoying the atmosphere, there's something special about places like this. My next hidden gem is the Paris Flower Market, located just beside the Notre-Dame Cathedral. This market is called Marché aux Fleurs de Paris. It's a very cozy little street with several plant shops. The atmosphere here is absolutely magical. I highly recommend visiting this place, even if you just want to take a break from the busy city. But now, let's visit Notre-Dame Cathedral. Did you know that it has finally been restored and reopened to visitors? After the devastating fire in 2019, the cathedral is once again welcoming people inside. The entrance is free, but make sure to book your visit in advance on the official website. Let me be honest about my first impression when I entered. There were so many people. It was also the first time I heard someone asking visitors to be quieter through a loudspeaker. But I actually liked it, because with so many people inside, the cathedral was quite loud. The interior is truly beautiful. The cathedral is famous for its stunning stained glass windows, impressive Gothic arches, and the incredible feeling of space and light inside. One of the most impressive features is the famous rose windows, which are more than 700 years old. After the 2019 fire, the interior was carefully restored to bring back its original beauty. But would I recommend visiting this place? I'm not sure. Of course, it's a must-see location, but the huge crowds of tourists can take away from the magical atmosphere of the cathedral. Well, not far from Notre-Dame Cathedral is the famous Louvre Museum, which I didn't get a chance to visit during my first trip to Paris. I won't talk too much about this visit because, honestly, it was a bit of a disappointment. Let me start from the beginning. I was absolutely sure I wouldn't have to use the main tourist entrance to the Louvre because there are a few alternative entrances that many tourists don't know about. But there I was, standing in line at the main entrance anyway. My ticket was for the earliest time slot, and the other entrances weren't available. The Louvre has 4 visitor levels, including 1 underground level. It is absolutely massive. There's no way you'll be able to see everything in a single visit. My second disappointment was that some of the most famous rooms, such as Napoleon's apartments and the Galeries Lafayette, were closed for renovation. Still, there was more than enough to see. My third disappointment was much more personal. I found it difficult to truly enjoy the art. There are simply so many paintings and exhibits that it becomes overwhelming. My eyes didn't know where to focus, and I felt like I couldn't fully appreciate any single piece. For me, it felt almost psychologically exhausting. It's also surprisingly easy to get lost inside the museum, even with the maps available everywhere. I don't want to say that I wouldn't recommend visiting the Louvre. This is just my personal experience. To be honest, I was already expecting it to be an intense and tiring visit, and that's exactly how it turned out. Now let's talk about the place I enjoyed much more, the charming Luxembourg Gardens. This park covers more than 23 hectares and is one of the favorite parks among Parisians. In the center of the garden, there is a large pond where children have been sailing small toy boats for more than 100 years. Here, you can also find the Luxembourg Palace, which is now home to the French Senate. Throughout the gardens, you'll find thousands of iconic green metal chairs. They are not fixed in place, so visitors can move them wherever they like, closer to the fountain, under the shade of the trees, or into the sunlight. Few people know that Luxembourg Gardens even has its own Statue of Liberty. It is one of several copies of the famous New York statue, created by the French sculptor Frédéric Auguste Bartholdi. One of the most romantic spots in the gardens is the Medici Fountain. It was created in the 17th century for Marie de Medici, who wanted to recreate the atmosphere of the gardens from her hometown, Florence. The long reflecting pool, the shade of the trees, and the sculptures create a peaceful and almost magical atmosphere. It's one of those places in Paris where you just want to slow down and enjoy the moment. This park is definitely a must visit. But make sure to wear closed shoes because most of the paths throughout the park are covered with gravel. Another beautiful park, but much smaller, is Place des Vosges. It is located in the 4th arrondissement of Paris. In the center of the square, there is a green garden with fountains and pathways, creating the feeling of a small oasis in one of the oldest neighborhoods of Paris. What makes this place special is its incredible symmetry. The square is surrounded by identical red brick buildings and elegant arcades on all sides, making it one of the most photogenic locations in Paris. It is also one of the favorite spots among locals. People come here to read books, sit on the grass, meet friends, or simply take a break from the busy city. And now it's time to show you one of the viewpoints located right in the heart of Paris, Galeries Lafayette Haussmann. The interior of this department store is a reason to visit on its own. The main highlight of the building is the huge, colorful Art Nouveau glass dome, created in 1912. But now let me tell you more about the rooftop viewpoint and how to get there. First, you need to find the elevator and go up to the 6th floor. After that, follow the signs to the escalator that takes you even higher. It will bring you directly to the rooftop terrace, where an amazing view of Paris opens up. Unfortunately, I wasn't very lucky with the weather that day, but the atmosphere was still wonderful. The view of the gray Parisian rooftops was absolutely incredible. I really loved this place. This is one of the best free viewpoints in the heart of Paris. Unlike many other popular panoramic spots, you don't need to buy a ticket to enjoy this view. And the last location I want to share with you is Montmartre. Montmartre is a historic neighborhood in the north of Paris, located on the highest hill in the city. This is where famous artists like Picasso and Van Gogh once lived. And today, people come here to experience one of the most romantic atmospheres in Paris. The famous Sacré-Cœur Basilica is also located here, and you can see it from almost every corner of Paris. One of the highlights of Montmartre is its charming cafes with outdoor terraces. Many of them have been open for more than 100 years and still preserve the spirit of old Paris. I decided to stop at one of these cafes and try a classic French croissant. It was absolutely delicious. Basically, just like every croissant I had in Paris. My advice is to visit Montmartre without a strict plan. The best part here is not just checking off the main attractions, but wandering through the old streets, discovering cozy little courtyards, and finding beautiful views of Paris. Don't pay too much attention to the crowds. I chose a public holiday to visit Montmartre, so don't make the same mistake as I did. Well, this was my second trip to Paris, and it made me fall in love with this city even more. I'm sure I'll come back again someday. If you're planning your first trip here, make sure to leave some time not only for the famous landmarks, but also for wandering around without a plan. Those spontaneous walks often become the best part of the journey. Paris reminded me once again that travel is not just about places. It's about the emotions they leave behind. And while everyone experiences this city differently, for me, it has become one of those places I always want to return to. And now I have a small but very important request. If you watch this video until the end, please support me with a like, a subscription, or a comment. It really means a lot to me. I'd also love to hear your feedback. Let me know what you think was missing from this video, or what you enjoyed the most. And stay tuned for more videos about new cities that I'm already working on. See you soon!